Shall we? Yes, let's.
Nope. No. It's called hentai.
I don't think we're supposed to see that. Hi, and welcome to Top 10 Lists, where today we'll be looking at 10 hilarious deleted scenes from The Office that they'd probably rather have kept under wraps.
You'll thank me later.
Now, if you're a true fan of The Office, be sure to watch through to the end, as I'm sure you're going to get a laugh. Also, consider leaving a comment and let us know what your favorite deleted scene from the show was, whether we listed it or not.
Do you hate that I am proud and brown and standing here alive?
Number 10. It's Art. Originally fitted for the Season 7 episode Goodbye Michael, in this hilariously questionable deleted scene, we're given a side of Stanley Hudson that literally no one could have expected, which is probably exactly why it was pulled from the episode prior to airing.
Nope. No. It's called hentai, and it's art.
Sometimes time constraints will play a factor in removing some scenes from an episode, or maybe it was simply not funny enough. There's also the NBC censors. In this case, however, the sudden change in Stanley's character, for example, looking at hentai while in the office, was far too drastic. We've come to know Stanley as a calm yet slightly tempered background character who's probably the most normal out of anyone at Dunder Mifflin. Essentially, the idea of a mild-mannered Stanley, whom all this time we thought was working on crossword puzzles, has in fact been gawking at cartoon pornography, is just slightly over the top, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, I pushed it better. Let's go, people. Oh, no, don't want to risk it.
Number 9. Don't want to risk it. Now, Dwight has always been one to assert his dominance over the others in the office, and sometimes he'll go to questionable lengths to do so. This one, though, is more so just him going over the top than actually doing anything actionable. Originally meant to be part of the Season 3 episode Traveling Salesman, the scene was cut out between the sales conference in the meeting room and the time everyone was leaving in the parking lot. It was essentially cut out for a number of obvious reasons.
Oh, no, don't want to risk it.
With the primary one being that it's just an inappropriately quick jab towards obese people. It is a touchy subject, so it's best to avoid it altogether. Plus, the show is like 75% improv, so it wouldn't have reflected very nicely on the show, as well as Rainn Wilson himself.
Oh, Pam? You in here for a second? It's important stuff.
Number 8. Dwight's wallet. In terms of deleted material, no one can even compare when it comes to The Office. I mean, with how much improv content they have stored up, it could potentially make for an entirely new spin-off series, or even a new season itself. When you realize, though, that a section of those deleted scenes are actually never-before-seen pranks from Jim, you kind of realize a part of you's been missing this thing the entire time.
I found Dwight's wallet in the parking lot.
Oh my god, what are we gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know what the best play is. Do we tear everything up, or do we buy a horse on the internet? I mean, I don't know what to do. What do you think?
I know what to do.
Okay, what?
Okay, put everything back exactly how you found it.
In this case, this prank comes from an unknown Season 2 episode where Jim finds Dwight's lost wallet and consults Pam about what to do with it. Now, rather than hiding the wallet or making some kind of ridiculous purchase with Dwight's credit cards, instead they play a mind game and give the wallet like how it was found.
Jim and I found your wallet in the parking lot.
What did you do to it?
Nothing.
I'm serious. What did you do to it?
Dwight, I swear we didn't do anything.
Nice try. Cancel card.
Dwight, of course, has every right to be paranoid, which then prompts him to cancel each and every card out of his wallet without even checking to see if Jim or Pam did anything. It's so simple, and it's so brilliant.
He looks at me like that, too.
Okay, bully me all you like. I can handle it. I have very thick skin.
Thick wrinkle skin.
Number 7. Creed gets bullied. The season 9 premiere of The Office was a roller coaster at best. Originally planned to be aired as New Guys, which featured 2 new temps, it was then rumored that the episode would be centered on workplace bullying, only for it to be featured as New Guys on the premiere.
Sometimes I look at you and you're just doing this with your mouth. I don't know what that is.
Your cheeks look like an old Western saddle.
No problem. I can handle it. You can all pile on after my smoke break.
Here's just one of those times in which the cast expresses their distaste towards Creed, only to make him tear up. Surprisingly, though, it was Pam who'd push Creed over the top.
I'm not even the old Jim anymore. I'm the new Stanley.
Well, if you become the new Creed, I'll divorce you.
It's unfortunate that this episode ended up being scrapped.
This came out really well. There you go. This is humongous. I am not a security threat. And my middle name is Kurt, not Fart. What did I write?
Number 6. Everyone hates Jim. Now, it comes as no shock that Dwight already dislikes Jim, and for good reason. But when the entire office turns on him, that's something that's got to be wrong.
Money bags must be nice.
So you effectively spent, what, $4 on the entire office?
I can't get a handle on it. Am I cheap or rich? I can't.
You're nothing.
It just so happens to be that in the season 8 episode titled Jury Duty, when Jim is caught lying about how long jury duty actually took him, leaving everyone to take an extra bit of work for a week, that in the actual episode, you get to see Jim and Pam's failed attempts at having the office forgive them, with this being one of them.
Take those black licorice, then go get some of those red licorice. Take them in your hand, roll them up real tight.
And shove it up my butt.
Damn it, Jim! You stole my afternoons, now you stole my line. It's not shove it up your butt, it's I'll kill you dead.
Along with the episode turning out all right without this scene, we're also assuming Stanley's improv bit of rage was also a reason to leave the scene out as well.
In football, it is common for a coach or a player to pat you on the bottom for a job well done.
Number 5, job well done. Now, typically, workplace incentives are meant to encourage employees to work that much harder if they want to be rewarded. Unfortunately for Dunder Mifflin in Scranton, Michael has that idea completely backwards. It's a scene that only gets better as it goes on, with Oscar's mild surprise to Andy's wild time. The scene really goes over the top when it's Dwight who's begging for a pat on the butt.
Michael, I reorganized my files.
Don't be a suck-up.
Now, understandably, however, it's Pam's reaction to Michael's butt incentive when you realize how perverted and unwanted it is of him and why the scene was appropriately removed from the episode. But yet, they somehow make you feel better about it after her and Oscar's head interviews. The moment when Jim gave Michael a slap on the back really seals the deal because now he knows how it feels.
Jenny came over again. She cooked me dinner, and then we had sex all night long.
Gross.
That's awesome, Kevin.
It is. This summer, I decided to become a liar.
Number 4, Kevin becomes a liar. Now, while the season 7 premiere did offer viewers one of the more memorable opening sequences of the show, it also delivered some pointless antics covered by other characters in The Office, one of which being Kevin Malone's own cameo on how he became a liar over the summer.
How did you learn how to do this?
Before this job, I worked as an elevator repairman. I specialized in the buttons.
Hey, did you SMS text message me?
I just came from the museum, where I saw an exhibit on rare coins.
Yeah, I wanted to show you something in the lobby. Come on.
Is it hilarious? Well, sure. But did it offer anything for the story of nepotism? Definitely not. Still, it was an interesting side to Kevin that no one ever got to see.
Hey, let's watch this thing.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, we're not watching this.
How can we not watch this?
Number 3, The Koi Pond. Coming from the obvious Season 6 episode Koi Pond, because of time constraints, we never got to see the full footage of Michael's hilarious plunge into the pond while on his way to a meeting with Jim. And while it is funny that Jim purposely let Michael fall into the pond, along with the fall itself, the mere fact that it took him nearly a full minute to get pulled out of the pond, yes, pulled because he couldn't even lift himself up, is what makes the scene a forever favorite for most fans. It's moments like these which perfectly display the zaniness that we all came to expect from The Office.
All right, let's start.
All right. Not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but...
You are my producer, you're a suit, I am the creative genius, you take care of all the boring stuff and let my mind just run free.
Yep.
Number 2, Local Ad. During the production of Season 4 episode Local Ad, the script originally called for an improvised meeting between Jim and Michael in order to discuss the production of their Dunder Mifflin ad after Michael got off the phone with David Wallace. Now, clearly they just decided not to use it, as it didn't exactly fit the episode's narrative at the end. The scene may have also included an off-the-wall Michael who felt the need to swear, which isn't really quite something that Michael would do. Steve Carell clearly knew this, which is why the scene sort of led nowhere right after.
I'm just doing my job, man.
If you don't let me pursue my artistic vision, I'm going to walk.
Good, fine. I've got one Andy Bernard that will direct this puppy for half your fee.
No, Jim, don't. No.
John and Steve did clearly try and save the scene, but the chemistry, well, it just wasn't there after Michael's accidental spat.
It's okay. What's the surprise, Michael?
I have for you a portable defibrillator. Shocking, huh?
You should be very careful with it.
Number 1, Michael buys a defibrillator. Now, in the show, Michael's known to be a little, you could say slow, and this scene just highlights that characteristic of his very well, but not in a good way. A defibrillator is far from a toy, and yet Michael acts like it is on a failed attempt to use the machine as a dangerous joke. The fact that his character continuously laughs at the idea of getting unsuspecting victims is even more terrifying than it is comedic.
Hey, here we go.
Turn it on.
Here we go. Who's my first victim?
Very
Clear!
dangerous. That's very dangerous. There's a lot of voltage.
Because it's not exactly like that shot gum that you pull on and get a small vibration from. Then there's that little moment of fear that you get when Michael puts it on a sleeping Stanley, practically giving him a second heart attack of the episode.
Oh my God. Stanley! Oh my God!
Darren, Michael, I was sleeping.
Oh, wow, you look like you're dead when you sleep. Oh, okay. Wow, oh.
Sure, it is acting, and we do get that, but the scene didn't quite steer itself in the right direction, which is why it was pulled from the 2-part episode. Smart choice, too, since the episode aired right after the 2009 Super Bowl. And with that said, it concludes what are 10 deleted scenes that The Office doesn't ever want you to see. Feel free to leave a comment about what you thought about today's video, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe and push that notification button to see more Top 10 Lists videos similar to this one in the future. And have yourselves an excellent day.